Sometimes I catch myself watching Hara run through all this endless white here in Norway, and it's almost impossible to process that not long ago, her world was dust, burning asphalt, and the absolute silence of the Sahara. Seeing her dive into the snow in that green coat, so determined, takes me straight back to the day we were leaving an old caravan route in Morocco, and she simply appeared. She was there, lying on the sidewalk, half camouflaged in the dirt with that dusty dingo look. We rode past on our bikes, and she just got up, walked over slowly, and leaned her head in for a scratch. But what really stood out were her ears. Those huge ears, like 2 radar dishes, were already locked onto us, deciding right then that the expedition now had 3 members. No invitation, no food offered. She just started trotting alongside us. And she didn't just follow, she led. 80 kilometers on the first day alone. I remember glancing over and seeing her there, matching the pace of the bikes, ears up, ignoring the heat rising from the ground. At one point, after about 50 kilometers, we realized she couldn't get up anymore. Her paw pads were raw from the hot surface. That's when I had to improvise and put my own cycling socks on her, just to give her some padding so we could reach somewhere with water. She made a funny face, confused by the weight on her feet, but it was like she instantly understood it was helping, because she was soon running again. What impressed me most was that she wasn't there out of need. We offered bread, sardines. She barely cared. What she wanted was closeness. We became her pack. If I went to the bathroom, you could hear her nose sniffing at the crack of the door, just to make sure I hadn't disappeared. Then came the bureaucratic part, which was a marathon of its own. Months of waiting, vaccinations, and that painful goodbye when we had to leave her at a shelter in Agadir while the paperwork went through. But when I finally came back for her, it felt like no time had passed. From that moment on, Hara became a true professional traveler. It's funny watching footage of her during the journey. She has this habit of sticking her nose into any gap in a window or railing just to watch the world go by. She handled everything with incredible calm, leaving the desert heat, going into a travel crate, flying to Amsterdam, taking 3 different trains, buses, and even crossing the ocean on the deck of a ferry. On the train, she'd just rest her head against the seat or watch everything pass by, those ears always alert, as if she were cataloging every new scent in Europe. The final transition was the most beautiful shock. The day she saw snow for the first time, she tried to drink the ground. There's a moment of her licking the ice and pulling a face, like she couldn't understand how water had become solid and so cold. Today, she wakes me up every morning for our walks, no matter if it's raining or freezing outside. Hara traded sand for ice, so naturally it teaches me something every day. She still runs our routine. And whether she's chasing a bike through the desert or breaking trail in the soft mountain snow, all she really wants is to make sure we're still moving in the same direction. Together.
Subscribe and watch another exciting story, selected with love.